First of all, so obviously,
Yeah.
thanks, Shanati. First of all, I'd like to thank the judges for being here today. It's an absolute honor to have you here. And just a quick note, while Auntie had said that when you go out in your breakout room, come to a consensus when deciding the winner. However, the points are important in the sense that they should be sent to Adam and I on our WhatsApps, which have been given on the group, because that's important when we're calculating the best speaker and other awards like that. So the motion before us today is, should schools teach debate compulsorily? Now, essentially what we'll be covering, I don't want to give away any points, of course, since the debate is coming up, but what the debate will be covering is the fundamentality, if that's a word, of debate as a topic. Is it something which needs to be learned as opposed to something which is elective, something, because all of us who learn debate, say from A to Z, we come here as a choice. It's not forced upon us. If it were in a school, would it be forced upon you? Is it that fundamental a subject? And therefore, we consider what are the lessons we learn from debate. I don't want to say what they are, but can those lessons then, can they be learned only through debate? Can they not be learned through other subjects, through the fundamental subjects that we study already in school? And the second, and the last thing that we will be discussing today is the function of a school. What is really the job of a school? Is it to just disseminate information? Is it to teach skill? Is it to do a bit of both? And how does that correlate to the topic before us today? Those are some of the thoughts I had beforehand, before we get into the debate. And I'm sure all of the speakers coming up will expand on those in some form or the other, while perhaps not necessarily stating these words or stating these facts. So yeah, that's my understanding of the topic before us today, and good luck to all the debaters.
Thank you, Vishnu. Now, who will be the first speaker for the proposition? If you call out your name. Who is the first speaker for the proposition? Yeah. Okay. Please.
Can I start now? Okay. Leadership qualities are built from a younger age. Don't you agree with that statement? Hello judges and my fellow debaters. I, Diya Nandakumar, stand strongly for the motion that all schools should teach debate. Now, let me explain to you the definition of debating. Arguing about something in a formal manner. Debating is a healthier argument which makes each one put their point across and finalize what would be the best decision. It is very important that schools should teach children to debate at a younger age, as it increases their thinking ability, makes them confident, improves their listening skills, and also helps them be very good in school academics. They also become very strong in public speaking. It also enhances teamwork skills and collaborations. Debaters are good in collaborating with each other. I can go on with my list.
End of protected time.
Okay. I can go on with my list of teaching debate in school, but I want to keep it here, and I firmly believe that schools should teach debate. With this, yes?
So you said that if you learn debating in schools, you'll become better at public speaking.
Yes.
But isn't debate much of fighting than speaking?
Yes, but like you said, debate is much of arguing, but it's not all about arguing. It's also about how you speak and how you have the confidence. So yeah. Can I continue? With this, I would like to conclude and ask you to vote for my side of the house. Thank you.
Right. First speaker for the opposition, Caroline. Please step forward, introduce yourself and begin.
Good afternoon, honorable judges and fellow debaters. My name is Carolyn and the motion today is schools should teach debate and I'm strictly against the motion. What is debate? Why do you debate? Debate is a discussion on a matter in public where opposing arguments are made and put to vote. We are asking if schools need to teach debate. Why do you go to schools? Schools are places where children's mind opens up and when his curiosity is invoked. And it prepares them to face the world with kindness and empathy. Does debate address any of this? No. I would say there should be more conversation happening in schools. In a debate, a participant is forced to take sides. It's either black
End
or
of protected time.
but what children face in real life are mostly shades of grey. Does a debate prepare a child for life? In a conversation, children can speak out on both pros and cons of the topic. This helps children to think from both sides, evaluate options before forming judgments. Hence, schools should always encourage conversation than to debate. My opponents might say that debate encourages students to learn more about society and problems. But my stand is that debates don't solve any problem. Problems can only be solved by discussing going on to the society, putting into action what we are passionate about and not by defeating someone in a debate. There is an NGO in Chennai and it's called Chennai Turtle Walk. Do people debate over there? Do they fight each other? That they are trying to find out what's possible? Yes.
So, like you stated that debate is all about talking. Don't you think that's wrong? Because there's not only talking, there's also evidence and other stuff.
Ma'am, I did not say it's all about talking, but I said it's all about fighting. It's all about throwing things. I'll be coming to your point in my next point. So, do they debate for looking at the turtles, for seeing why they have come here? They have conversated with the people in a community to find out why
Beginning of protected time.
and understood that it's global warming. Debate is competition. It is manipulative. There is a winner and a loser. Do we go to schools to find who among our friends win or lose? I want to prefer to converse with friends, discuss and do something to talk to the community as a group with my friends. I'm sure all of us would have seen Arnab Goswami on TV debating. Has it ever resulted in a change or created solution? It is chaos. Is this what we are trying to teach in school? School is a temple of learning where the seeds of curiosity are sowed. Let's keep it that way for the sake of children. Would you like a world with fighting or would you like a world with kindness? Thank you. I hope you vote for my side of the house.
Thank you, Caroline.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deeksha, and the topic is that students should be taught how to debate at school. And I'm strongly for the motion. I think students should be taught debate because we can learn many skills like public speaking, and you can become really confident every time you speak, every time you debate, and you can even learn a skill called a listening skill, which is really important for in your life. And debate helps us to use that. Now, I think by debating we can learn many skills, which there are really many skills when you can find when you are debating. So we can learn many skills. So debating is useful. And when you debate, you know what is right, and you know like which decision to pick. For example, when you have a debate like you have to ban drugs, you learn that you don't have to use drugs in your future, so you don't use that, you use that. So I think debate is even useful for learning many things, and you even like find many points, and you even find many informations when you debate. For example, when you are researching, you find plenty of information. So like you can learn many informations while you debate. So I think even debate is useful. Now let me do some. Yes, ma'am.
So mostly when you're debating, you know that the opponent team is always like not believing in your topic. Like now, as like you know how I'm saying the debate is not like really good. As like that, they never like support you or anything. So why do you say it's really good?
So what I'm trying to say is like you can find many cons and not use do that in your life. For example, I've given an example like you should not drink drugs. So the opposition like you find that debate, you may find that drugs are bad, so you have to not use it. By a debate, you can analyze things. That's what I'm trying to say. So like, let me get to my rebuttals. So as the opposition said that the debating is just about fighting, but I am strong. I'm saying that is completely wrong. We are not just fighting. We are just trying to share our opinions.
Beginning of protected time.
Which we researched. Now let me conclude my speech by saying that you can learn many skills, and debate is useful for your future life and your upcoming grades. With this, I hope you vote for outside of the house. Thank you.
Thank you, Diksha.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable judges, fellow debaters, and worthy opponents. The motion before us today is debate should be compulsory. Debate should be compulsory in school, and we are strictly against the motion. I would like to start with my rebuttals. Conversation is better than debate. Debate is manipulated. In debate you have to choose sides like black and white. There is no gray area in there. You can't say okay, I agree with you, because that's not how debate works. You have to choose a side and you have to stick to it. Now I'd like to start with my first points. Even if schools started to teach debate, it would totally ruin everything, and children would not be able to finish any portions in class or anything, because they would keep debating against what to do and what not to do.
Get the right decision.
Yes, debating would help you get the right decision, but you wouldn't be able to finish anything, any topics, because imagine it's the teachers telling somebody to do that. Okay, and then after the result of debate, they start debating on the result of the debate. Imagine that, and that cycle keeps going on and on. They wouldn't be able to finish any portions, and if you say that the school might say no to debating, well, if you already have debating as a subject, how can you not allow kids to debate in class? Now
Okay.
I'd like to start now my second point. When you debate, you
Yeah.
won't be. Yes, ma'am.
Know that debate is not good for children. Why?
I never. So for people, when the school starts debating, some parents will think, oh, we don't need to get classes on debating since school already has debating. But what if the school is really weak in debating? They are not really so good at it, and so then classes like good classes which actually teach you how to debate properly, like Shanati's class, will not really get that many students because some parents may drop out of it because the school puts debate in it.
Beginning of protected time.
This even though debating is good for you, it wouldn't be good to put them in schools because like my previous colleague mentioned, that debating doesn't have any gray area in it. It's only black or white, and everybody has to have some sides. Is not good for people to pick sides. You should have an open mind and be able to choose whatever you want. Thank you. With all the points I've stated, I hope you vote for our side of the house.
Thank you, Mariah.
As a third speaker, while I have heard all my fellow opponents speak out the disadvantages of debating in school, I would like to give them a rebuttal. Student debaters have several advantages compared to non-debaters, as they can represent their school in many ways over others. Debating can give students more confidence to speak to people in their lives because they're carefully observed by many arguments. The importance of debate in education is clearly seen when we consider the many advantages of debate. According to a survey that was conducted in 2015 by leading schools, indicates that children who participated in debates were higher in reading and had good critical thinking ability. Some famous world leaders like Winston Churchill and Barack Obama became popular leaders because of their extremely super debating skills.
End of protected time.
Now I will summarize my team's points. You can learn many things because of debate. They are communication, listening skills, and most importantly, confidence. Hence, I would like to conclude that it's important to nurture these debates in schools that would give them a lot of world exposure and would ask you to vote for my side of the house. Thank you.
Thank you, Dia.
My name is Jaitra, and good morning, good afternoon, honorable judges and fellow debaters. My name is Jaitra, and my teammates' name are Carolyn and Mariah. So today, the topic for today is schools should teach debates. So and we are strictly against it. So debating and defending your opinions is useless. There is always someone who will disagree with you. That is why I avoid debate at any cost if possible. Simply because it is time consuming and the other person debating me doesn't actually care about my opinion. Why would you spend time debating when there is no need to? If you teach kids how to debate over important topics, they will start debating over everything, like my lunch is better and etc. Yes.
Why do you think defending is useless?
Well, because it's kind of like, like it's kind of like you always fight and like debate. I don't kind of like that, by like fighting, and I don't want to like, create chaos myself. So let me move on. If you, yeah, so unless you decide to be a judicial branch or something, there is no point learning how to debate. Some kids have stage fright of what is the point of, and what is the point of putting kids into too much pressure? Since there is already too much to study, why can't you put that debating period into something else important and have to study too much? So your wrong defending your wrong opinions would do no good, and debating about it would just waste your time. It is only to train people to become lawyers. For many people who have no interest, it is just waste of time and money. Even if you're right, those who are asked to fight your opinion does not really care whether you're right or not. When someone asks you doubts and out of curiosity, they cared about your opinions. But when in a debate, children are forced to make stands without much knowledge. They must
Beginning
be
of protected time.
converse, discuss, or research than fight. So I strongly conclude that debating should not be taught in schools. So I conclude by saying, please vote for my side of the house. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaitra.
Yep. Hello again, everyone. Good to see you. Um, First of all, I'd just like to kind of put my hands together for the previous debate. These guys are obviously relatively inexperienced in the art of debating, and yet they still speak with confidence and that flair and everything that comes with being a well-trained debater. Although there were some very interesting statements regarding debating in the middle of a debate, it felt like a bit of a. So the next topic is about incentivizing both individuals and organizations to go green or to be environmentally friendly. So this one I personally found incredibly interesting because it has a variety of angles you can come in from. The first, obviously the most simple, I'm not the most simple, but the most straightforward, obvious one is that of the discussion of going green itself, right? What is going green, how, that kind of thing. Also, the question of how you logistically support it. How can you decide that this is going green and this isn't? How do you have a set of rules for a large number of people? The next more interesting angle for me is the power of authority. How much power does a central authority have to decide or how much can they infringe on your right to live as you live for the good of society? So hopefully what will be discussed in the debate to come is if government should be allowed to legislate on individual matters, whether it's an infringement of individual freedom. And furthermore, the concept of monetary incentivization, whether it's morally a good thing, whether it's perfectly fine, and whether monetary incentivization, whether it is weak in the sense that if I pay you something to go green, somebody else can always just pay you a little bit more to not be green. So is monetary incentivization a strong enough method of having people go green? So those are my thoughts on the topic that's about to come. And like I said for the previous one, I'm sure we'll have a very interesting and enlightening debate. So,
All right. Thank you, Vishnu. So I think the judges in the breakout room, I will try to find out what's happening. So everyone just stretch your legs and get ready for the next debate. I'd request the two debate groups to put in the chat the order in which you're speaking and whether you're prop or up. If you can put it now to everyone, it will make life easier. Thanks.
oh, she's not in the meeting. Auntie, I think she's exited the meeting, the full meeting. So it's not
Yeah, I'll be in touch with her offline.
okay. Avanti and Uncle, they're done with their scoring, and they seem to
I'm in
be
touch
in
with
consensus.
Hello everyone, my name is Alia and the topic before us today is we believe people and companies should be paid to go green, and my side of the house is strongly for this motion. So first let me define what this motion means. So going green means pursuing practices that are more eco-friendly and environmentally responsible, that lead a more environmentally responsible life. To be paid is to receive money for a certain job or work that has to be done. This motion is saying that in order to help these people go green, these people need to be paid by the government to help them keep up with their expenses switches and to ensure they do what they need to do. So let me start off with my rebuttal. So the opposition might say that it is expected that we're supposed to go green, that it is our job to keep the world a safer place. But people often do what they
end of protected time.
That benefits them. If they earn more without going green, then that's what they would choose. But paying them for going green means that they won't think that it's such a loss to go green, since people pay the same amount as green products and non-eco-friendly products. So now let me move on with my points. So green items are very expensive. For example, a normal straw costs $0.0045, whereas eco-friendly straw costs about $7. That is very expensive, and we can.
POI?
No, thank you, sir. So some people might be motivated to do it if you pay them. So what I mean is that when you pay someone, they are more likely to do this job. For example, a person
POI?
might be sitting. Yes, sir.
So you think that people should just get motivated by money instead of by actual good morale?
No, sir, I'm not saying that some people might just be doing it, but some people who are not really careful about the environment won't be that caring, so they might need something to, encourage them and for them to do this work. Now let me continue with my second point.
POI,
Yes, sir.
you stated that people who need money to plant trees and stuff, but then why can't you propagate plants instead of using money?
I don't understand what you said, sir.
You stated that the people are given money to plant trees and stuff, but then why don't you propagate the trees and plants?
Because even trees, even getting seeds take up a lot of money, and that's why you might be needed to pay for planting trees. Now let me move on to my next point. Going green means eliminating paper, and paper is a huge part of people's life. So so we may need to move all our paperwork
Time.
into online sources, which sometimes may not be backed up, and sometimes we may lose our whole work. So because of this, some people, the government should pay for this, and just assure them that even if it gets lost, you can still come back with all the money you have. It's like a sort of budget where you can start over. So let me move on to my last point. So it's difficult to get eco-friendly products. You need, as I stated previously, you need more money because eco-friendly products are very hard to get. And you need to stay in touch with people who are, like example factories who are giving all these eco-friendly products, and that takes up money too. So I would like to end my speech with a little quote by Warren Buffett. If you don't find a way to make money while you save, you will work until you die. Thank you, and I hope you vote for our side of the house.
Thank you, Alia.
A very good day to my teachers, fellow debaters, and worthy opponents. My name is Samraj, and the topic for today is people should be paid to go green, and I'm strongly against the motion. If you don't know what going green is, it means to pursue knowledge and practices that can lead to environment-friendly decisions and lifestyle that can protect our sweet nature. People should not be paid to go green because it is something we have to do to save our Mother Earth, like it or not. Before all animals, humans, dinosaurs, bugs, sea life, etc., there were only plants. But after we came, us humans came, we had slaughtered every single tree, plants, creepers, vine, any greenery you name, we slaughtered it. For industries, homes, apartments, etc. And I want you to go green. This doesn't mean that we have to destroy all those
Time.
this doesn't mean that I want you guys to destroy those industries, homes, and apartments. No, all I want you guys to do is plant a seed once in a while whenever you're free. So so now I would like to go through some rebuttals. So the opposition had stated that we can they need to be paid because they need to be paid because they would need money to plant trees and stuff.
Korean War, Vietnam War.
Yes, sir, ma'am. Someone asked to be. So instead of buying seeds, we can propagate our own trees near us. We can propagate seeds from their own trees near us. So
Point of information.
yes, ma'am.
How are you gonna propagate from the trees which you don't have?
No, I'm not saying to go. I'm not saying that we have to. We have to go buy some seeds. I'm saying that the greenery is right outside our doorstep, and it offers us with free seeds which fall down to the ground. We can pick those up and plant them, dig them in soil, and make our nature much more strong. So, would you want a world where money is given to humans just to lengthen their greed? Or would you want a world where there's cleaner air for us humans, lesser respiratory problems, and a safer earth to live for our upcoming?
Protected time.
for our upcoming generations. So thank you. And with all I've stated, I hope it's crystal clear that you vote for our side of the house.
Thank you, Samraj.
Good day, honorable judges, fellow debaters, and worthy opposition. My name is Lekha, and the motion set before us today is, we believe people and companies should be paid to go green, and our side of the house is strongly for this motion. As the final speaker of my team today, it's my job to summarize the debate, rebut the opposition, and synthesize it as a whole. So to begin with, rebuttals. The opposition said that people shouldn't be paid to go green and people should do it because they owe it to the planet. And while that may be so, is it really responsible to rely on the goodness of mankind to heal the planet? Does it really make sense to assume that everyone is just going to go green because they feel the need to? While that may be the ideal thing and saying that everybody should feel the need to help the planet, not everyone is going to do that. And honestly, not many people are going to do it if it doesn't benefit them and if it doesn't benefit them immediately. So instead of relying on them to do it because they're selfless, give them a motive to do it. Give them a reason to feel the need to help the planet. They also said that we could propagate
expected time.
And they said that we could make it, that we could plant trees, but going green isn't all about trees. They spoke mainly about increasing oxygen and growing plants. But going green means switching a lifestyle, getting rid of materials and objects that might harm the atmosphere, switching the way you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Don't you think that the people should change their lifestyle considering considering the state of our planet?
That may be something that, as a person, I might believe in that, but that doesn't mean that everyone does feel that way. And you can't force someone to do something and then say, do it out of the goodness of your heart. And they're not necessarily going to do it. Not everyone thinks the same way. There are thousands of people who don't believe in global warming. So giving them an actual motive might actually be more, might actually bring out more of an outcome. So going green means switching your lifestyle, replacing materials and things that you do that are harmful to the environment, not just planting trees. Moving on to what we're saying today and what we've said. We've talked about how reusable and clean materials are incredibly expensive and how a lot of people will need funding to be able to switch their materials completely, especially in larger corporations and companies that are the main causes of climate change and global warming and usually are the ones that are causing the planet to heat up. So you need to be able to fund people for this. Going green means eliminating things like paper, which are extremely necessary in a workplace environment or in daily life. And you have to find a way to find alternatives to that and make sure that people know how to use it and that it's all safe and secure. Because most companies tend to have important copies on paper and keep them as hard copies just to make sure that they don't lose them. And if you're going to get rid of paper completely, you need to make sure that everything can be backed up technologically. It's difficult to get access to eco-friendly products, especially for factories and companies that produce things. So
Beginning of protected time.
You would need money to get in contact with suppliers. I just want to make it very clear that our side of the house is not protesting going green. It's just saying that it's simply impossible for people to make a huge switch without the funding they need. Most people would go deep into debt if they weren't paid to help them make this change. A lot of people would lose their jobs if people started going fully green, and these people would need money to get them started again. So let's just boil this debate down. It does no one any good if the world is green but bankrupt and in desperate need of money and sources. What we're saying is a simple solution. Help the planet and make sure that everyone benefits from it instead of letting everyone be healthy but lose a lot of money and lose a lot of essentially everything that's actually necessary as well. I'd like to end my debate with a quote, with an anonymous quote. Money isn't everything, but everything needs money. Thank you, and I hope you vote for our side of the house.
Thank you, Lekha.
Good afternoon to everybody present here. My name is Brian, and today the topic before us is that people and companies should be paid to be green. And my side of the house is strongly against the motion. So starting off with my rebuttals, the opposition has stated how people won't do things in the goodwill. How do we rely on people of goodwill? So, for example, Bill Gates has donated $50 billion by himself to charity. And combined with his wife, it's almost at $150 billion. And that is a lot of money. And when I mean a lot of money, that's an extraordinary amount of money. That donation made him lose his spot on the richest man on earth. And he did it just to donate to charity. And that's huge, saying that the opposition has stated that nobody or no one will do anything in goodwill. And then secondly, community service is a thing. And lots of people around the world do community services, and some places it is necessary for community services to be taking place.
End of protected time.
So there's a lot of people who do community services as well, which is again in goodwill. So another thing is, we're not asking everybody to do it. So the people who are, if the people are willing to change and are willing to go green, we can make them like something that everybody can look at. After a while, if one person starts doing it, more people will join until it becomes a trend or something that every single company does. And if it doesn't do that, it's not considered a great company. There are many advantages when people clean their workspace and make it go green. For example, governments give tax credits to companies who go green, which means they can reduce their tax. And that's not related to money as much as getting them paid. They're doing this in goodwill, but they're getting paid by the government itself. And secondly, it's a better workspace for everybody living there. There's lots of oxygen. It just feels generally better. Like, I'm asking you honestly, would you go walking a stroll downstairs in a park, or would you just sit in your house and go walking up and down on the carpet? You would enjoy going down the park more, as it's a much healthier workspace. People will feel much better when they go green, and it'll be much easier for them to work, as it's extremely comfy and it feels good for them.
Point of information?
Yes?
You're saying that these are motives itself to go green, but while these may be something that could help you personally, don't you think that money is really necessary anyway? Because what are you supposed to do when you have to make all these life changes? What do you propose a company does, for instance?
Thank you for your question, ma'am. But money is not always the answer. They're getting a better workspace, which can help them work more effectively, which can help the company grow as a whole. And besides that, as I mentioned earlier, they're getting tax credits. The money isn't going directly to them. Everything, they're helping the whole company as a whole. So what is my house trying to say? My house is trying to say that we should invest at least a bit. We should spend a bit of our time instead of using our phone, watching Netflix, or all of that junk which doesn't need to happen. We should spend our time usefully, save our planet, and just plant a seed or two. And make the world a better place on the whole. Thank you, and I hope you vote for my side of the house.
Thank you, Brian.
As a realist, you can't say, oh, everything is good in the world and you will do it because you have to do it. Not many people are going to do that. So I really like this approach. I also think there could have been an approach to appease to the realists a bit more. But I actually love both sides of this debate because they spoke about such contrasting arguments which I would have never thought of, and yep, it was super fun watching.
Yeah. Do you think though that do any of you think that there's another way that one could argue the other side? Because you can't say that they shouldn't do anything. Rahelle, is there any other way you would put forward?
Auntie, I think like Rohan said, I think the goodwill approach was a smart, like it was a very pure, innocent idea for them to put forth that people will be good because they're supposed to be good. But that's not really the world that we live in today, where people are thinking for themselves rather than everyone else.
Auntie, I also think peer pressure is a big factor. Who's going to do it? Like one big person, for example, a millionaire or somebody who has a big name for themselves, everybody else would follow because it would be weird if they didn't.
Yes, there's that, but some people always, like the proposition said, don't have the money for it, which is why, because while saying yes, you should make the world more green or your industries more green because it's good for the world, some people don't have the resources to invest in all of that.
I mean, they could do at least, I don't know, I mean, they could at least help. They won't complain or something. For example, some people, if they're in an eco office, they're like, why is everything so expensive? Why do we have all this eco stuff? We could just buy normal stuff. At least they could cooperate and not screw everybody else instead of.
And there are people who don't believe in global warming or any like climate problems, etc. Look at Trump. He's a millionaire. He's the president. He says all the stuff about global warming. You can't expect that like Trumpies and stuff. You really think they're going to like
obesity is probably a bigger problem for him.
Yeah, so you kind of have to look at it from he'll do something for money, not necessarily because he's like an angel. So.
No.
But still, anyhow, they have to do something for the earth, right? It's not just because someone else is like, no, I'm not going to do it. You should doesn't mean that you have to also say no.
You should. That doesn't mean you will. Saying that you should do something versus do you actually want to do it? Do you actually have the resources to do it? Do you actually feel the need to? Like, do you really want to get up and do something, or will you do it because someone's paying you? Most people go to work because they're getting money, not because they actually enjoy what they're doing.
I've just been thinking of arguments, and what I would have possibly done is I would have used the terming of the definition to my favor if I were against the motion, because it explicitly says paid, whereas there are many other there are many other incentive based things that you could do, which isn't necessarily a paid thing. So because that way you're also appeasing to the people who want something in return. So I've just been thinking about it, and just now actually, and turning the word paid on its head could have been like something that I've been thinking.
That's why I got scared when I was doing the taxation point, because that's actually a thing. I was like, are they gonna say anything about you're actually kind of getting money while doing that? I mean, you're not getting money, you're just not losing it. So I was scared that they would bring up something, but ICE was last speaker, so that was good.
Yeah, we couldn't rebut you, so you won.
POIs are still an option though. You got a POI saying you are getting money for doing this.
Yep, we could have, should have.
Yeah, actually, at some points when I actually want to ask a POI, I'm like, should I ask the POI or should I leave it? I still have that kind of doubt whenever I ask POIs.
You, Samraj, doubts?
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll see how the judges are getting on. Please carry on the discussion.
Yeah, by the way, Auntie, you said that the audience...
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. It was such a delight to be part of this event, and I was always looking forward to be a part of some event of yours. You have done so much for the children, and I can actually see the results. They were terrific. I wish I could be so good at their age, but I congratulate all the speakers, even those children whose debate I couldn't attend. I'm damn sure that you must be very nice, and congratulations to all. And I would just like to say that it's not about winning and losing. And in a debate, coming from a stream where we essentially have to debate, and I being a judge, I have to decide who is the winner. And like many of you said in the first debate, that there's no gray area when you debate. But as a judge, we always see a gray area when it comes to winning and losing. So keep that in mind. And there's nothing like good or bad. I feel that debating makes you stronger, and I can see the results. Even the junior students, they were awesome. And I could see that the work that ma'am has been doing with them, it has shown results. So keep up the good work, ma'am, and the whole team. I would like to congratulate all the co-hosts, organizers, Vishnu, Adam. They were so good, and they organized so well. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Can you give them a little insight into what it's like being a real judge? Just watching actual debates every day.
It's nothing like you see in TV series or TV shows. That's the first thing that I would like to mention. That as a judge, there are many things that you have to consider. Like I said, there is no black and white in our judge in our courtroom as well. But as a judge, we need to see that who's which party would be the one who will be at a difficult end if we don't decide in their favor. So as a judge, you have to consider many things. As a person, as a human being, you have to keep aside your own personal opinions. First of all, that you don't have to be biased towards any one party. So you have to be neutral. You have to rise above all those things, and you have to see what evidence has been put forward. So as a judge, life is not always in black and white. I would say it's something in between, and I hope that many of you get inspired. I hope I did that work, and I would be the gladdest person, I would be the happiest person to welcome you in my judicial family in the future. So all the best for that.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for Justice Nimisha Gupta?
Yeah, I would love to have any questions that you have in mind, anything.
What is the result?
The results. That will be all right. Is there anything else apart from that?
That's the sweetest question. I will be coming to that.
Are the cases very hard or easy?
It depends on you. If you think any case is hard, then you can always go and make it easy. So everything is easy as long as you are calm and balanced.
Okay, thank you.
How many of these come in one day? Like if you have debates, how many come in one day?
How many cases in a day?
Cases.
Oh, there are many cases in a day. So you have to manage how many cases you will be able to hear in a day. So you have to manage according to that.
Who did you vote for?
All right, let's.
Confidential.
I will. Shall I switch over now to the boys and let them tell the results, or is that all right? Or are you?
Yeah, that will be great.
Fine. Thank you so much. Okay, Vishnu, where are you? Could you announce the teams that have won?
Yes,
and then.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a long day for all of us, and I'm sure everyone will be excited to get into the results. So I'll get right into it. So for the juniors, that is the juniors or the Cubs as described today, the public vote was won by the proposition, which is the team of Diya and Diksha. The judges' scores, however, pointed towards the opposition, which is the team of Caroline, Miraya, and Jeta. So congratulations, you have won your category of the inaugural A to Z debate competition.
Congratulations, guys.
Can you say who won again?
The opposition, that is Caroline, Miraya, and Jeta.
Caroline, Miraya, and Jethra won the judges' vote. Okay. And you will be receiving prizes in the form of Amazon vouchers, which are to be sensibly used. All right.
Why am I not participating?
Next. Vishnu, you can carry on with the next one.
And for the Lions or the Tigers, we've been shifting between names today. The popular vote was won by the proposition, that's Team H, Alia and Lekha. And the judges' scores was also won by the proposition. So Alia and Lekha have won their category of the A to Z debate competition. So congratulations to them as well.
Well done. Well done. Thank you, Vishnu. And thank you for all your help with this. Adam, can we switch to you for the best speakers, please? So just to explain, there's again best speaker in the junior category and best speaker in the senior junior category.
Auntie, you could have just said junior category.
Okay, so the best speakers are in the senior category, Lekha and Brian, and in the junior category, Caroline. Well done.
Well done, all of you. We'll they couldn't agree between, right? Is that right, judges? Between Brian
Yeah.
and Lekha. So,
Yeah, we had a tie for that.
Yeah, we were split between our choices.
Yeah. Okay. So I think so all of you, thank you so much once again for being here. Thank you to our judges, all of you. And thank you to all those involved organizing. Payal, thank you. Yeah, so we will hopefully do some more debates and have everyone back debating. And all of you, you will get your vouchers by email, all right? So hope you filled out that feedback form because that's what we'll use. Thank you so much, Justice Nimisha Gupta, for being here also.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Hope to see you back. Bye.
Same here, same here. Bye, ma'am.
Well done, Sean.
Papa, would you like anything you'd like to say to the kids?
Yeah, I thought it was just amazing. In fact, as I was discussing with the justice, that they were so confident, and it was wonderful to see. So congratulations on what you've been doing.
Thank you. Avanti, anything you'd like to say to the kids or how they?
Yeah, I thought this was amazing. I think the justice said it perfectly. Like the level of competition and debate, I really wasn't expecting, but I'm absolutely floored by it. And I had more fun than I thought I would. So I'm really looking forward to the next iterations of this. So thanks a lot for having me, and congrats to all of you for participating and doing this. And I hope you had fun. I mean, it's always a good time with Shan Auntie. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Avanti. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, Shan. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.